Hey, welcome back to 27 News. Joining us now is Shawnee County District Attorney Mike Kagay. Good morning.
Good morning, Tiffany.
So I wanted to start with a local recreational cannabis dispensary known as Guardian MMJ was recently raided by police last Wednesday. They claim to sell recreational weed. Obviously, that's not legal in Kansas yet, but the business says it will reopen and is questioning the legality of the raid. Do you know if this case has been sent over to prosecutors for review?
I know as of yet it has not been sent over. It's an active investigation. It's ongoing. So my practice has always been to defer comment until I do receive it in my office. TPD is conducting a narcotics investigation as they do, and it's my understanding they executed a search warrant at that location on April the 20th.
Okay. And when did police in your office first learn about this dispensary? It's kind of ironic it was raided on 420.
Yeah. So. I don't have police in my office, but certainly the police department works with my office. They're conducting investigations. They're enforcing all of our laws, and so long as that remains the law in the state of Kansas, I trust and I hope that they'll continue to do their job.
And can you tell us how this dispensary was even allowed to be open in the first place?
Allowed to be open?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a licensing process in place because, as you said, we're talking about any illegal activity. So it's tantamount to asking, how does a drug dealer open for business? They do, and then law enforcement investigates, and they do what's appropriate, and we enforce the law.
Sure. And what can your office do from here if it does reopen?
Well, again, it's an active investigation. It's ongoing. I trust that at some point those results will be delivered to my office for review, and we'll make a determination whether or not charges are appropriate. Certainly, if anyone wants to engage in illegal activity in Shawnee County, law enforcement will investigate that activity and take all appropriate action.
Okay. Switching gears now, a two-day special operation by Topeka Police and the Shawnee County Sheriff's Office led to 57 people arrested. So can you tell us what led to this and why this is important for the community?
It's important because as we get into the summer months, Tiffany, there's usually an increase in activity outdoors, and sometimes there can be a corresponding increase in violent crime. So this operation was put together by the police department and the sheriff's office. They invited us to participate in a supporting role, and we did. But the focus of the operation was executing warrants that were outstanding, making sure that violent offenders in the area were located and arrested as appropriate.
Okay. And now April is both Child Abuse Awareness and Sexual Assault Prevention Month. Talk about how awareness of both of these topics is important to the community.
Well, it's vital that we believe survivors when they come forward. If there's a disclosure of child abuse, or we believe child abuse is occurring, or sexual assault, or child sexual assault, it's vital that we believe survivors, that we believe them when they disclose to us that this happened to them, that we support them, and that we encourage them to report. Because if we don't believe them, and we don't support them, it's going to be devastating to them, and they're not going to be able to heal, they're not going to be able to move forward from this. And if they don't report it, law enforcement is not able to do their job in holding this person accountable for what they've done. And the terrifying truth is, it's almost never just a singular victim, right? So if one victim decides, well, I'm okay, I can handle this and I can move forward, and that's their choice, but the abuser, the person who's doing these horrific acts, they're just going to move on to somebody else. And so that's why it's so important, not only to believe them and support them, but to encourage them to report that to law enforcement so we can do our job.
And so real quick, we're running out of time. Would you recommend they report it right to Topeka Police or their local police agency?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mike Kagay, that's all the time we have this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Tiffany.